and definitely there is a lot of giveaway the way you have put the content. So thank you so much for having me. Sorry. Hi everyone and welcome to my channel Creative Space. So आज का topic I think is very interesting to all the women out there. Of course, men also needs this topic to organize themselves, but for women especially, this topic is something which is very close to our hearts. So we have with us Sonia Pardesi, who is an image consultant and a transformation coach. She has her expertise in wardrobe organizing. So let me welcome Sonia. Thank you first of all for doing this for me, for my channel, and welcome.
Thank you so much, Neha, for having me over. It's absolutely my pleasure, and I look forward to having this discussion with you.
Yeah. Sonia, approximately how many years of experience do you have with this? And, please introduce yourself with this.
Okay, so I have been practicing as an image consultant and a transformational coach for the last 10 years. Prior to that, I've had experience in the field of public relations and corporate communications. So basically, since the last 10 years, I have trained over 2,000 people who are from different walks of life. This is on the basis of individual consultations as well as corporate training programs. I was also a part of a beauty pageant where I was a styling and grooming partner, where I styled and groomed the participants. And I've also trained budding image consultants for the last 9 years from the same institute where I got certified from. So yeah, that's been my journey, and it's been a beautiful journey. And I look forward to many more years being associated and being a part of this particular field. So.
Yeah, that's a great, rich years of experience for this topic that we are going to talk, because you have been styling so many people. So yeah, that's great. My immediate question now would be top 3 common mistakes that people do while organizing wardrobe. Let's start with that.
Okay, so the first and foremost thing that I would like to tell everyone out there is that do not watch some 50, 100 odd videos where people are saying this is how you fold your clothes, this is how you should put it. What happens is, at the end of the day, people just get a very skewed understanding of how to organize a wardrobe. One thing everyone needs to remember is that your wardrobe is yours. And it's a reflection of your personality and a reflection of your identity. So make sure you organize it the way you want to. Of course, you can take tips from experts, but having said that, you need to incorporate it in a way that would work for you. Second of all, 3 most important things that need to be kept in mind are: your wardrobe needs to have visibility, accessibility, and mix and matchability. Okay. Now, that's one mistake people do, is that their clothes are not visible, especially the clothes that they wear very often. What happens is, most of the clothes tend to get lost in the pile of other clothes, and they're not able to find it. They forget about their existence.
Yeah.
Right. Second, the accessibility factor also goes for a toss, because you're not able to access the clothes that you need. And the third most important thing is the mix and matchability factor, right? We also talk about, as an image consultant, I also talk about what is called as sustainable clothing. So maximum usage out of the existing pieces of clothes, right? You're not spending money constantly on clothes. You are reusing the clothes, you're repurposing the clothes, so that you can create different combinations, you can experiment again, you can create different looks with the clothes that exist in your wardrobe.
Yeah.
Now, these are the 3 factors that need to be kept in mind. And the third other mistake that people do is that they don't bring in organizers. right? You need to have a couple of organizers based on the size of your wardrobe.
Yeah.
Right. You can have wicker baskets, you can have, boxes, you can have cloth bags, whatever works for you based on the style of your clothing, the fabric that you have. But having said that, you have to bring in a few organizers, which will bring in like organization into your wardrobe. So these are typically the three common mistakes that most people do.
Okay. And after that, my next question would be, if there is no space to hang clothes, like, you have this hanger, the separators. If you don't have space for that, what's the best way to keep clothes, especially that can wrinkle very fast?
So one thing we need to remember is that what kind of fabrics we have. And now it's easy to understand what is a fabric, because each of the garments that we buy from good stores, we'll always have a tag.
Yeah.
Right. So especially anything that is natural fabric tends to crease. Right. So you need to typically, so natural fabric is what? Your cotton, it can be linen, it can be anything that is 100% natural, made out of natural fibers. Right. So those are the clothes that you can typically hang. Now, the rest of the clothes, which are blends or probably which are synthetic, like you have your polyesters, you can have rayon ka combination, all these, right? You can fold and keep them in the organizers that I mentioned about. Right? Because these are not going to wrinkle easily. You don't have to worry about, most of the clothes, so many times we get clothes, synthetic garments, which are of course very comfortable, but at the same time, they don't wrinkle easily. So make sure that you keep them in organizers. So we have very good stores, and which are also economic in terms of the budget. Yeah. Like Miniso. Miniso is a perfect example of going in for stores which have really good storage boxes and storage bags. And sometimes, see, especially when it comes to our Indian clothes, saris need to be kept in sari bags, right? You can even create your own sari bags with your old fabric. See, that is what I'm talking about, sustainable clothing, right? Your old sari bags, instead of throwing them away, you can of course give it away to people, you can donate them. But if you don't want to, you can always make them, reuse them, make them into sari bags and store anything that is that has embellishments. Now, any of your garments which have sequins, which are going to run into each other, which are going to get entangled, you need to separate them and keep them in separate bags. You can get plastic bags. Of course, if you don't want to use plastic, you want to be eco-friendly, you can use cloth bags. Yeah. Right? But just make sure you separate anything that is a difficult fabric or that has a lot of embroidery.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Once you say that, you mentioned about saris now. Now, saris is something that we do not use every day. We don't wear every day, especially youngsters. Like, we don't use every day, right? So prolonged, keeping of the saris or any heavy clothes can, gives you that peculiar smell. So,
smell.
Yeah. So how to, eliminate this problem?
So first and foremost, every garment, you need to remember that when it comes to saris, of course, the moment we wear a sari, we are not immediately going to get it dry cleaned. After 1 or 2 wearings, we are going to be giving it for dry cleaning. So again, make sure that after 2 wearings, you are actually giving the sari for dry cleaning. Any other garment per se, you need to get it clean so that that smell doesn't remain. Now, second thing that you need to always keep in mind is that you get these very nice sachets. You go to any home center, you go to any departmental store, they'll have these fragrance sachets, the fragrance that can work for you. You get lavender, you get rose. So what you can do is, one is you can keep 2-3 sachets in the corners of your wardrobe. Okay. Over and above that, when you are placing 2-3 saris, which probably don't have embellishments, you're placing them together in a sari bag, you can drop in 1 sachet in that. So at the end of the day, your saris will also smell good. They're not going to have that musty smell. Over and above that, this is something that I like to follow. So, camphor tablets are also very good in terms of, people who are, into spirituality and they are into energies. They say that camphor tablets tend to, reduce the negativity, and they basically absorb it all off. Yes. So what you can also do is you have these little potly little bags which you can put some camphor tablets and hang it on the inside of your closet door in one of those hanging loops. So overall, it'll all take in all that musty smell. So you'll have a good, a pleasant smelling wardrobe every time you open it. And as a result of which, your clothes are not going to stink.
Okay. Okay. And okay, just a quick question, a small tip if you can share. So once the the laundryman gives you the the dry clean clothes and the iron clothes, some people put the paper inside, the newspapers inside, so that So is it advisable to take out the paper and then keep your clothes inside?
Ideally, you can keep the no. Ideally, you can keep the paper intact. That is basically just to keep the make sure that the body or the structure of the
Correct.
garment is intact, right? So
Correct.
you can keep once you use it, you can remove it.
Correct. But
So
it
let it.
doesn't. Yeah, but that doesn't result in the peculiar smell, right?
No,
Okay.
no, no. It's
Okay.
not
Okay.
that.
Okay. Okay. So now let's move on to the next question. How can you bifurcate handbags, jewelry section inside your wardrobe?
Okay. When it comes to jewelry, when it comes to accessories, again, it's good to have, you can have probably wicker baskets, right? You can have storage boxes again. What I do personally is that, especially, I use a lot of accessories. If you can see, I'm wearing an accessory, right? These kind of accessories like stones, especially they are the ones which do not entangle much. Then I keep them like 2-3 accessories in one Ziploc pouch,
Okay.
and then put it on a wicker basket. And especially if there are things which get entangled, I separate them. So I put them in different small little Ziploc pouches, and then I put them in a wicker basket. I also have like a storage box, which is like a big one, which is for big jewelry.
Okay.
Then you can also have your little jewelry come, which have little sections. So you can put your earrings, you can put the stone earrings, you can put your rings in that, so that you have everything in one place.
Yeah.
Also on the inside closet door, you have these hanging little bags which have small sections, in which you can store small little neck pieces. So you can just hang that. So that is not only saving up on the space, plus you have everything accessible and visible to you. So every time you have to go out, you're not like literally scrambling for things. You can find it very easily. Plus, I also talk about, on the inside of both your closet doors, make use of the available space that you have. You can keep a hanging bar, like you have in your bathrooms, that you have like the bar that exists to hang all your basics and your towels. You can keep that bar to hang your belts, right? Then you can have another section which is of hooks, where you can hang other probably long neck pieces or anything else, or probably a slightly embellished belt. Again, you can hang it in that. You can even hang your scarves.
Yes.
Right? Men can hang their ties. Now, even when it comes to men, you can have different. So you have again a bar which has another section inside where you pull it out and you have all your ties hanging on one side.
Yeah.
Right? You can do that. Even when it comes to socks that men have to, you get these cute little cloth storage boxes which again have multiple sections.
Yeah.
And you can fold your socks and put them all in. Again, you have it right in front of you. So, it's just about, at the end of the day, one thing you all need to remember is that you are trying to make your life as simple as it can be, so that you're not hunting for things last minute. And I always advise my clients that make sure you're planning your look prior to the event or prior to the occasion, one day before. You put it all together and keep it on one side so that you're not, again, rushing for it.
True. Correct. I think, and also this topic is also very important, and people need to do this because cluttered spaces, cluttered wardrobes attract a lot of negativity, as you said.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this is again very important. Okay. And now the next question would be, what kind of boxes or separators can people use which are economic? You mentioned few. Can you show few?
I do. I actually have like a wicker basket, and this one I actually use. So this is something that you can get in any place. You go to the interiors of your city and you will find wicker baskets. So what I do is I put my Ziploc pouches and everything and organize it like this. So it's all in front of me. I also have another. So this is a box which I got from Miniso. Okay, you get different variants, and again, it's just a regular box. But the advantage of this box is that I can put all my heavy jewelry, like not the real jewelry. It's all the ones that I wear with my Western clothes. Yeah, I can do that. I can put all of that under one roof, so I don't have to like really bother about finding these big things. So they are all pieces which I put one on top of the other. I just arrange them in a way that it just looks neat and tidy. And it's again right in front. So I put it in the lower section of my wardrobe. Now, again, see, when it comes to wardrobe organization, it has to be in the way you want it to. So I advise people, when I do an evaluation, personal evaluation, I ask them, do you want your wardrobe to be where all your clothes are arranged in the form of the style? Like, for example, all the dressy dresses together, all the casual dresses together, pants together, shirts together, or do you want it in the form of patterns, right? So do you want all your floral prints together? Do you want your stripes together? Do you want your abstract prints together? Do you want probably just only pants together, trousers together, skirts together, dresses together? Again, I ask them that. And of course, we have something in our image consulting terms, which we call as a style scale. So do you want it organized in terms of levels of authority? So I give them that option, and then I organize it accordingly. And then the most important thing that I keep in mind is the storage aspect, that I advise them on the space factor.
Yeah.
So what we do is, after the wardrobe evaluation, when I take them for a personal shopping session, I also help them buy some storage boxes, organizers, which will help them, which will help them be more organized in their lives and put everything together in the right manner.
Right. That's so good to know. And good tip again, pattern wise, style wise, you have to remember these things also. So,
Yes.
it brings out your personality whenever you step out. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sonia, can you, briefly, emphasize on if people, as per the body types, like somebody who is lean or somebody who is little on a healthier side, what colors or what patterns can suit them? Just a brief, if you can explain.
Sure. So I love this question because typically body shape and dressing is something that people need to always keep in mind, that each and every one has a unique body shape, and any and every body shape can look attractive with a little bit of effort in terms of the dressing part. Right. So now what happens is most of the times people have this misconception that there is apple and then there is a pear body shape. Well, no, in image consulting terms, we have typically 8 body shapes that exist in women and 7 body shapes that exist in men. And over and above that, we have combination body shapes amongst these different body shapes, right? So what I do as an image consultant is that I look at the body shape, I do the evaluation, I understand what is the overall shape, what are the different aspects of the body. And then I draw a conclusion as to what kind of colors and patterns and styles should go well for them. Now, when it comes to choosing colors and patterns, one tip I would really like to give the viewers today is that both men and women should keep this in mind, that especially whichever part of your body you are heavier in, right? So for example, your lower half of your body is heavy, don't wear light colors. And when it comes to your patterns, make sure that the patterns that you choose are small scale. And don't wear too many patterns in the lower half of the body, because that is again going to make you look larger.
Emphasize, yeah.
Yes. So you preferably should go in for darker colors, solid colors, patterns. If you really want to do patterns, make sure that they are small scale and they're not large scale patterns, right? And if you are somebody who's on the thinner side, then you can completely go for it. You can go in for lighter colors, you can go in for brighter colors, you can create dark light color contrast. Also, you can go in for even medium scale patterns, right, which are slightly spread out. When you go in for patterns which are slightly spread out, that also increases the area where they are placed, right? So that emphasizes that particular area. So that is good. So you can go in for thicker fabrics, you can go in for contrasting patterns, medium to large scale patterns. Again, you can go in for light and bright colors if you are on the thinner side. So these are aspects that you need to keep in mind, especially in areas where you are. So just evaluate your body and understand where exactly you are slightly larger or you are leaner. And then you need to use the colors and your patterns right.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. And apart from this, Sonia, if I must have missed anything that you would like to put it across to our viewers.
So I would just like to mention that it's good to have a periodic wardrobe evaluation once at least in 3 to 4 months. Because what happens is, see, the first time it's going to be probably a very daunting and an overwhelming task, because you have a lot to do. You have a lot on your shoulders. But the next time around when you do it, it's not going to be much, because you're just going to be able to discard only a few clothes here and there, few pieces. And it's not much of an effort to put it all together, because you already know how you have organized it in the past, and you'll know how to organize it now.
Yeah.
Another thing which people should also keep in mind is that when you are doing an evaluation, give yourself at least 4 to 5 hours on a holiday where you don't have any disturbance, and you can probably put on some light music and put all the clothes out onto your bed, right? And then put it in 3 piles, which is of the clothes that you like, the clothes that you dislike, and the clothes that you never wear. And then you sit and evaluate each and every piece and to understand why is it that you like it, or why is it that you don't like it. Liking is still okay, but why is it that you don't like, and why is it that you never wear those garments? So that when you put it across, then you'll know. You might probably not like the style, you might not like the color, you might not like the pattern. So understand it. And also the next thing is, the last thing that I would like to say is that discard your clothes in a responsible manner. You can either reuse or repurpose them. Like I have said, you can make them into something else. So it's a very nice lehenga that you have. You can make it into an anarkali. Or you have certain like hosiery material clothes. You can also use them as rags and dusting clothes. Or you can even use them as work clothes when you're doing some gardening or something like that. Or you can donate them. You can always donate them to a house help, to a watchman, or to an orphanage. But make sure you don't throw away the clothes, just like, probably just discarding them or throwing them away completely. So.
Yeah, I think it's a very good piece of advice. Okay, thank you for that, Sonia. And I think we are at the end of our session, and it's been a very lovely, nice content. Definitely, as a thank you gesture, I'm going to sketch you. I hope I do justice to your beautiful face.
How
So,
sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much, Neha. Thank you so much for having me over. It was a fun discussion that I had with you. I love the fact that it was so seamless, and I'm looking forward to the sketch. Thank you so much. That's really, really kind of you. And I wish you all the very best.
yeah, please, guys, subscribe. Sonia, please tell your viewers also, your fans, to subscribe.
Most definitely, Neha. Thank you so much for having me over.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Thank you.